Jack, your manager's just said the phrase that you can light a game up and he wants you to do it more often. How would you look at this season so far? Would you consider this your breakthrough as far as the Football League's concerned? I know you've played in it before, I know you've had, taste of it before, but does this feel like the first time that you're affecting senior first team games on a regular basis?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've been quite happy with the numbers I've got in terms, mainly more the assists. Obviously, I want to get more goals. I think I've got 3 this season so far, so if I can add to that, that'd be great. But I think I have kicked on this season. I think from a personal level, I think everyone knows that I like to obviously put crosses in the box, and I think most of my assists have been from crosses. So it's positive, and obviously that me and the gaffer have obviously spoken before as well, saying that I just need to keep doing it as much as I can, which obviously hopefully will benefit the team as much as possible, really.
How hard is it to find that consistency? I think certainly younger players can struggle with that, and maybe the further up the pitch you play, the more difficult that can be to find.
Yeah, definitely. I think I went for a patch. I think I was after the Morecambe game, from the Forest Green game, where I think I got about 5 assists in 4 games, but I think personally I think you can't get carried away with that, because you're not going to be able to do it in every game, and I think it's just finding that balance of doing your job, and not putting too much pressure on yourself to score, create, get assists, and just let it happen naturally, which I think you can see with myself, like Sean Worley, Josh Andrews is now getting a few goals, and it's all clicking a little bit now. And I think it's because the pressure's off. We are creating chances, and you look at the Colchester game. Obviously, I know we lost, but I mean the amount of chances we had was frightening, really, to not score. But that's one thing we'll always know we're going to be able to do, is create chances, and obviously we've just got to be a bit more clinical if we can.
Football's analysed a lot these days, and there's all kinds of new innovations talked about all the time. Will there ever not be a merit in putting the ball into the right place in the penalty area, whether it's from a set piece or crossing it from a wide position? That's always been my game ever since I was a kid. You look at like David Beckham and all this and that, like they've had unbelievable careers from being able to do that. So, I want to chip in with more goals, and I think, as the gaffer said to me, to get more goals into my game, which hopefully I can, because I've got a natural eye for goal, I like to think. But just keep doing the things that I'm good at. As a winger, your job is to put balls into the box, get in round the back post when the ball's on the other side to get tap-ins if you can. And it's just to keep getting my yard, keep getting my crosses in, looking for Josh Andrews in the box, and just keep my head down and keep going with that, really. How hard is it to cement a place in that team then? Because as you say, you've had spells this season where you've been doing great, and then had spells on the bench.
Yeah. Obviously, it's frustrating, and it is a long old season, and obviously the options we have at the top end of the pitch now. Everyone's, Sean Ward's getting goals, Josh Andrews getting goals, Joey P's chipping in with goals and assists, Tommy Lee's got goals and assists, so have I, Sean McConville's yet to come back. There's the competition for places up there are good now, whereas arguably last year we didn't really have that, and we're all supportive of each other, we all want everyone to do well, and obviously for the team as well, obviously the aim is to get as far up the table as we can towards the end of the season, to see where that takes us, hopefully i.e. automatic or through the playoffs if we can, and I think we all want the same for each other and the same for the team, obviously, in which that is to win football matches and to excite the fans, really. What's
it like in that changing room, the group of players? I think you've probably got a lot in common. There's a lot of players of a similar age. This is probably as serious as I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
You're one of the characters in there, I think it's fair to say. Is it important that you come to work and you enjoy it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone knows, like me and Tommy Lee, we get given the Dumber and Dumber shout quite a lot. But even on the pitch, that's when it's serious, and that's when you see everyone knuckle down and put the hour and a half, 2 hours, or however long we're out there for, put the work in. And obviously, like today in training, building up to for Saturday. But off the pitch, it's a great bunch of lads, and we're quite a close knit, so which helps on the pitch as well, if that makes sense as well. So it's a great place to come into, really.
I've heard that you and Tommy Lee are a partnership both here and outside of work, and sharing a house. And is it chaos?
Nah, you know what? Tommy's all right. Tommy's a good kid. He's just quite easy. Just not hard work or nothing like that. So, but obviously I've known Tommy for years, so it just clicked and it just fitted again. So it made sense, both being obviously far away from home to do that. And that, so and obviously on the pitch as well, it helps because obviously I know what Tommy's game's about. Where I've known him since I was 7-8 years old, and he's the same. So definitely helped, which I think we've seen on a couple of occasions so far this season. Anyway,
living together, how's that work? Is one of your mum who does the?
Nah, I'm quite. To be fair, I just goes home and sleeps most of the time. So and that, but yeah, nah, he's a good lad.
Does washing get done? All that sort of stuff?
Nah, we just do that individually. It's sound that if there's clothes there, just chuck them on. So it's not too bad.
And this weekend, after Crawley, long trip, obviously. How keen after that Colchester game, particularly, are you to get 3 points on the board and just add that little bit to creating all those chances? Yeah,
definitely. I think obviously where we lost to Colchester, it was a bit of a kick in the teeth for how much of chances we created and possession we had in that game, and probably should have come away with at least a point. I think it's fair to say. So obviously I had the week off with the FA Cup, obviously came at Doncaster, so I think it's a chance just to get our minds back on the league, and obviously we'll probably travel down tomorrow, and it gives us a chance just to relax before playing on the Saturday, which hopefully we're all looking forward to.
And it's significantly closer to your part of the world than Accrington is. Will you have a few people in the stands?
Yeah, I think my family and that will be there, which is nice. So it'd be nice to see them. It'd be nice to get down somewhere. Hopefully it's a bit warmer. But yeah, we're just waiting to see.